All right, so have you ever purchased any digital games? This could be for Wii U, for the Nintendo Wii, 3DS, any mobile console, or any home console. Let me know down below in the comments what game did you buy that you maybe have trouble downloading because of the Wii U situation store, the Wii store, the 3DS store situation. Because in this video, I'm going to talk about the future of Nintendo Online and how all of this could very well change the way that we buy and purchase games. Subscribe. All right, so I assume that by now you are writing down below what console you've had that you bought a digital game from. For example, the Nintendo 3DS, the Nintendo Wii, or the Wii U, because in recent history, well, there have been issues with Nintendo Online for those stores, for those actual stores from past consoles going down and being unavailable. Then Nintendo issues a statement stating that they are in maintenance, but they have yet to come online after months and months and months. And to be realistic, these stores will probably go away as we go into the future with future consoles. Nintendo can't maintain these older servers for long, all right? So unfortunately, these stores will cease to exist when it comes to downloading your games because they are already gone completely when it comes to buying anything. So how can Nintendo improve this? Now, in the latest shareholder thingy they had before, Nintendo said something very interesting that has to do with the next gen console, right? Everybody in Nintendo, you and I, all we want to do is have our games be backwards compatible, right? Wouldn't it be awesome? Like you guys who have a Nintendo Wii and bought all of these digital games on Nintendo Wii, you who have a Nintendo 3DS or a Wii U and bought all these digital games from there, right? To log into your Nintendo Switch and just download those games and continue playing them. Wouldn't that just be fantastic? Now, in Nintendo, that Nintendo thingy that just happened with the shareholders, I'll call it a thingy because I don't know what they really call it. They spoke about how important it is to maintain our business in a way, right? Where they want to focus on accounts. So they were asked about transition, right? From one console to the next gen console and what plans will they have in place in order to address the change without having to lose a lot of people at the same time. We have over 100 million active users on the Nintendo Switch, and yeah, that's a question that Nintendo should worry about. They don't want to make another Wii U incident, right? So Nintendo said that to address that issue, they're working on accounts. They're trying to give a lot of love to Nintendo accounts. Now, in Nintendo accounts, all of your games are attached to that account. If you log into a brand new Nintendo Switch, then you can re-download all of your games from the Nintendo Switch because they are attached to your account. Now, with this statement, Nintendo is stating that future consoles will be backwards compatible, meaning you will be able to log in to that new console that they want to sell, by the way, and download those games that you've already purchased, starting maybe in the Nintendo Switch era. But wouldn't it be amazing? Wouldn't it be awesome that you could also download those games that you purchased on the Wii U, the 3DS, and then also play them on this next gen console? Wouldn't it be awesome that Nintendo creates this console, this next gen console that is compatible with every single game you purchased in the past? When it comes to digital games, of course, you're not going to put an NES cartridge, jam it into that next gen because that's gone. But digital games, right? If I assume correctly, Nintendo starts selling digital games from the Wii U. So can you imagine logging in to that next gen console and all of a sudden your Wii U games are there, your Nintendo 3DS games are there that you can play via emulator for the 3DS? Can you imagine how great that would be? And it's not impossible for Nintendo to do. Nintendo can create a system that is compatible with every single digital game you have purchased in the past. It is very possible now with emulators. Nintendo has proven that emulators work on the Nintendo Switch via Nintendo Online. You know, when you download that Nintendo 64 little thingy. You download the Nintendo and the NES apps, right? We have the Sega Genesis on Nintendo Online. They're nothing but emulators running ROMs. So why can't we have all of these digital games that we purchased in the past as ROMs and run them on these apps? As long as you purchase your own games, right? You own those games. Bring them with you to your current console and be able to play those games. Now, for everybody else, yes, Nintendo can continue to offer subscription plans for those of you who did not buy all of these games, who just want to have a membership to access a library of games. But for those of you who have bought so many games on the Wii, the Wii U, then why not have those games available for you in the next gen console? Nintendo is focusing on accounts, and even though we might not see Wii games and Wii U games and Nintendo 3DS games and any digital game you bought in the past, it looks like Nintendo will adapt that into the ecosystem when it comes to Nintendo, so that every Nintendo Switch game that we have purchased now is compatible with the next Nintendo and continuing with the next Nintendo and the following Nintendo. That's why I believe they want to make sure they maintain 100 million Nintendo accounts. 100 million Nintendo accounts. This is the only way that Nintendo can maintain those accounts and have these accounts move forward without affecting anybody in particular. Because if you want to keep your own Nintendo Switch and not move to the next console, you still have access to your Nintendo Switch games and play on your Nintendo Switch, right? So tell me, what do you think about a future of Nintendo Online in this way, where all of the prior games, digital games that you purchased in the past will be available on your current console, and you will never have to worry about losing any digital assets you purchased, because it's obvious that Nintendo and all gaming industry is moving into a digital world where games will be produced digitally. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. All right, that is it for this video. I'm Mike Perez with Nintendo Academy.